What can you say, Denice? There has been a huge response to the result of this matchup. What are your initial thoughts?
I don't know what to say. I'm so speechless right now. For me, I clearly won the fight unanimously.
We'll go then to our first media question, which comes from Jack Gotzel of Tops Off Sports.
Did anything Sohee Ham brought to this fight, did anything surprise you?
No, nothing. I had the control. I can go her with striking. Nasasabayan ko siya sa striking and all.
And if there's anything you could do differently, is there anything that you would have done differently? I know you thought the judges got this one wrong, and a lot of people on the internet have been saying that the judges got this wrong and you were robbed. But is there anything you would do differently if you could do it again?
If I could do it again, I should finish her from first round, like submit her in first round.
Our next question comes from Ivan Stewart of Dugout Philippines.
So with that said, are you open to a quick rematch with Ham Sohee if given a chance?
Absolutely, yes.
Our next question comes from Nick Atkin of SCMP MMA.
Yeah, sorry, Denice. Just commiserations on the defeat. You know, I do agree with you. I do think you won. It was a very close fight. But could you see the silver lining here that maybe it might be a blessing that, you know, you're still very young and you've got a lot of time still to keep improving. And now, you know, this tournament's going to play out, but you've got plenty of fights ahead of you, and you can just maybe rack up a bunch of wins and keep improving.
I don't know. Para sa akin, ako talaga nanalo. Hindi ko pa rin natanggap. I'm quite disappointed about the judges.
Denice said that she still can't right now accept that she lost, but for her it was a clear victory for her.
And I spoke to Chatri yesterday, and he said even if you don't win the Grand Prix, he thinks you deserve that fight with Angela Lee sometime in the future, and he really wants to see it. You know, do you think that that's the fight to make? Even now you're out of the Grand Prix, that you still deserve that fight, given you had that fight already and you were the #1 contender?
For me, even before, simula una pa lang, nag-iintay pa rin talaga ako kasi nga umaasa ako kasi sinabi nila sa akin before having Grand Prix na lalaban ako kay Angela. So, gusto ko pa rin makalaban si Angela in future.
Denice says she's been waiting a long time for a fight with Angela Lee, or for a chance to face Angela Lee, because even before the Grand Prix, they said that she would have that chance. So up till now, she's still waiting for the chance to face Angela Lee.
And is there anything you can do? Would you like to try and contest the result of this fight? Is that even possible? I mean, how have you spoken to Chatri yet and made your feelings clear?
I want to, if ever, like, if they can review my fight and then redecide like who really won that fight, that would be great, because for me, I really did my best and everything. Even I review my fight, she didn't do anything. I had the control. I even take her striking, you know. I still can't believe.
We'll go across to Dylan Bowker of My MMA News.
I'm just kind of curious because in the lead up to this one, it seemed like, you know, Ham Sohee was almost being dismissive in a certain way, saying there wasn't anything dangerous in the fight necessarily. But, you know, like we're saying in this call here, a lot of people thinking you won the fight there. Do you think you, I guess, like really, like, did you talk to, you know, Ham Sohee after the fight? Did there seem like there was a measure of respect gained after the fight there?
Yeah, I've talked to her when we got here in the hotel, and then I told her, yeah, I just said thank you. You know, like respect, still respect. I still respect her. It's not her fault about the judges.
And just a quick follow-up, if I could, because it seemed like that clash of heads, at least from my perspective as a viewer, it seemed like that was a fairly key moment in the fight. I imagine a fairly disorienting exchange. Like, how much of a turning point in the fight was that clash of heads, I guess?
Yung sa ulo ko, para sa akin, di ko intindi to. Kasi alam ko panalo ako eh. Malapit na matapos yung round. Para sa akin, panalo ako kahit na-headbutt ako.
Denise says it didn't matter to her the clash of heads because for her it was her that was going to win because it was near the last part of the fight. So for her, it's really her who won.
Our next question comes from Leon Jennings of Asian Persuasion MMA.
When you cut your head, the doctors took a long time looking at you. Was there any discussion that possibly ending the fight there? Did they ask your opinion whether you wanted to continue fighting?
They didn't ask me because the blood starts to not to bleed. Like they can stop the bleeding. So they still ask me, but I said like yes, I will fight.
And did the blood have any effects on your performance after the fight? Although it was near the end of the fight, there was a lot of blood.
No,
Didn't get in your way or
not
to
at all.
no. Let's quickly, lastly, ideally, when would you like to compete next? As soon as possible?
I don't know. Hopefully, one championship will give me a fight, or hopefully, like rematch with COE Ham or fight with Angela Lee.
Next question comes in from Randolph Leongson of Spin Philippines. He asks, obviously not the result you wanted, but everyone is questioning the decision. Does that help lighten the loss or not?
I think pareho ng iniisip ko tsaka feeling ko dun sa mga taong nanood. So, yes.
She says it gave her a bit of consolation because what the people are saying and what she feels are the same.
Our next question comes from Rom Dennis Gasconia of ABS-CBN. He says, Pinoy netizens were surprised by your defeat. Most of them believe you won. What's your reaction to this outpouring of support?
Gusto kong magpasalamat sa mga Pilipino na patuloy na sumusuporta sa akin at talagang nanood ng fight ko. Alam niyo na, ginawa ko yung best ko. Ginawa ko yung game plan. So, yeah. Thank you for your support and I hope one championship still make the decision.
Our next question comes from Matthew Lee of Tiebreaker Times, who says, has any one official or chatri talked to you regarding the bout? What were the lessons that you learned after facing Ham?
No, not yet. They haven't talked with me yet, but I hope they talk to me about the decision, and also about fighting Ham. I should have finished her so it will not end up in decision.
And Carlo Annalyn of Manila Bulletin asks, what were the lessons that you learned from the matchup?
I've learned in matchup to finish her, not to put in the hands of the judges.
The next question comes in from Denison Dalupang from Inquirer. He says, sorry for tonight's decision. Like many guys back here at home in the Philippines, I also think you won the fight. Moving forward, what are your short-term plans? How do you intend to spend the next few weeks, especially in quarantine?
I will spend my quarantine eating a lot of donuts.
That sounds like a wise decision. When do you think we'll see you back in the one circle?
Tomorrow.
Denice Zamboanga, you're an absolute warrior. Always wonderful to see you compete. Thank you very much